you can put on the chat, that if the voice is clear. So, welcome to this webinar. I think it was Shakespeare who said, "What's in a name?" All of us know now that the name is so important. And for a lot of us, I think we are in a situation where we will have to change our names because of the recent change in the regulations by SEBI. There has been a lot of confusion and questions we've been receiving from members all over the country. And I would like to welcome Mr. Nilesh Shah, Chairman AMFI, on this occasion. Nilesh has been really firefighting on our behalf with SEBI to try and get clarification on this. He himself, I know, put in a lot of effort to try and get the date extended, and it was successful. The date, as you all are aware, has been extended to 31st of October. Then there was the issue of what are the names which are going to be allowed and not allowed. We have received a lot of queries from members. And finally, I think we believe that I think AMFI is issuing a circular on what are the names that would be allowed. And we have none other than Nilesh Bhai to tell us about what will be allowed and not allowed. So I request you to give him a hearing. And of course, I think what might be allowed and not allowable might not be 100% acceptable to us. But I would like to, at the outset, thank Nilesh for all the efforts that he has taken in trying to get clarity to this issue. Thank you, Nilesh, once again for sparing your time, and that also immediately. I think you all are just issuing the circular, and it is so kind of you to come and address the whole distribution community. This webinar is organized by FIFA, but we have kept it open for the whole distribution community. And I think you will be able to bring a lot of clarity to all the IFA and distribution community. And over to you, Nilesh.
Thank you, Dhruv Bhai, for giving me an opportunity. Since we are running against the time, I have taken the liberty of addressing our partner community even while AMFI circular is being drafted. The genesis of this name change is going back to Regulation 3/3 of SEBI Investment Advisor Regulation 2013, whereby SEBI wanted to differentiate between advisor versus distributor. Advisor is a person who is not getting any fees from the manufacturer, that is mutual fund. Distributor is the person who gets his commission income from mutual fund. Based on that, SEBI came out with clarification under Regulation 3, Subclause 3, that words like independent financial advisor, wealth advisor, or similar names will not be appropriate for people who are getting commission income from mutual funds. On subsequent clarification, words like financial advisor, investment advisor, wealth advisor, or wealth managers were expressly prohibited. On 6th October, AMFI came out with a circular about the process of name change and gave this and other clarifications. The time given at that point in time was 15th October. Keeping in mind the race against the time, especially during COVID-19, we requested SEBI and they have extended time till 31st of October. They have allowed AMFI to create a list which is expressly prohibited and also list which should be acceptable. While AMFI circular will put that list in public domain, just for the clarity to this group, I'm taking names. This is by no means an exhaustive list. Second, you can't be combining, names approved over here to create your own name and assume that it is acceptable. This has to be treated on an individual basis. So for example, if your name is XYZ, then you can have name like XYZ Asset or XYZ Asset Distribution Company or LLP. XYZ Asset Services is also acceptable. XYZ Capital stroke XYZ Capital Distribution is fine. XYZ Capital Services is fine. XYZ Edge Investment or XYZ Edge Distribution is fine. XYZ Enterprises, XYZ Fin, which is short form for finance, or XYZ Finance, or XYZ Financial. These are all approved names. XYZ Financial Distribution, XYZ Financial Services, XYZ FinMart, XYZ FinServe, XYZ FundSmart or FundMart, XYZ Invest, XYZ Investment, XYZ Investment Services, XYZ Financial Investment, XYZ Investor Services, XYZ Investor Shopee, XYZ Mutual Fund Services, XYZ Money, XYZ Money Services, XYZ Money Mart, XYZ Mutual Fund Distributor stroke Mutual Fund Distribution, XYZ Mutual Fund Services, XYZ Partners, XYZ Prime Investments stroke XYZ Prime Distribution, XYZ Wealth, XYZ Prime Wealth, XYZ Securities, XYZ Securities Distribution, XYZ Finvest, XYZ Services. These are all the nomenclatures which should be acceptable and in compliance with Regulation 3/3 of SEBI Investment Advisor Regulation 2013 in the opinion of AMFI. Names which are not acceptable are names which will have words like advisor, advisory services, capital advisor, capital management, consultants, consulting, consultancy services, corporate advisory, financial consultancy, financial consultancy services, financial consultant, financial consulting, financial planners, financial planning, financial solutions, FinPlan, FinSol, FinSolutions, fund advisor, independent financial advisor, investment consulting, investment advisor, investment consultancy services, investment consultants, investment managers, investment planners, investment solutions, money manager, multi-wealth investments, planners, solutions, wealth advisor, wealth advisory, wealth advisory services, wealth care, wealth Chanakya, wealth consultancy, wealth consultants, wealth consulting, wealth creator, wealth express, wealth mall, wealth management, wealth manager, wealth planner, wealth plus, wealth services, wealth solutions, wealth vision, wealth yantra. These are some of the names which, in our opinion, are not appropriate in compliance with advisory regulations. More importantly, while dealing with client, at all point of time, you will have to disclose that you are representing mutual fund, you are acting as mutual fund distributor and representing mutual fund in selling their products. These names have been cleared by AMFI with the express note that all your materials, whether it's on website, whether it's on app, letterhead, WhatsApp messages, social media handles, electronic material or printed material, your literature, your business cards, signboards, advertising material, they will all carry tagline in 12 font and more that you are MFI registered mutual fund distributor. This tagline, like FIFA Sarthi Zaruri Hai, needs to carry with your firm name in order for you to avail these names. This circular will be issued as we speak. I'm sure it will not be possible for you to remember all the names which I have talked about, but the intention here is to give you a heads up, and hopefully by today evening you will have a list of approved names as well as prohibited names which will enable you to file your name change applications. On name change, what we want at MFI or registrar level is application for initiation of name change by 31st of October. It doesn't mean that your name has to change by 31st of October. There is time till 31st December, and our intention is not to stop your brokerage or commission till such time you have not complied with name change. A mere process of changing name is good enough till 31st December, but obviously by 31st October, we need to initiate the process of name change, and by 31st December, we need to complete this process of name change. We have worked very hard over last few days in guidance of SEBI to come out with this circular. Obviously, this is not an exhaustive circular, but we think this is best under the current scenario and meets requirements of regulation which wants to differentiate between advisor and distributor, and also helps in running business without much disruption. Dhruv bhai, that is all I have to say. Wait for the MFI circular which should be on its way, and let's get back to the business.
Nilesh bhai, just one thing. So there are a lot of members who applied to ROC, and they have got, ROC has returned to them saying that they require NOCs. So I think AMFI is providing. So just if you can brief something about it.
Sure. So on the MFI website, http://mfi/important updates, a standard NOC has already been uploaded, and in most cases it is working out. In case you have need for a specific NOC, please write to MFI, Mr. Kinney, Mr. Venkatesh, or Meena, and they'll be happy to provide specific NOC after verification of facts. But what we have seen, the general to whomsoever it may concern certificate uploaded in the important update section of MFI is working out well for name change at ROC as well as for firms.
Thank you so much. Thank you for clarifying that.
Nilesh bhai, there is a question. Do the distributors need a specific NOC, or if the names are in, there's a question from a member, do we require a specific NOC from AMFI for change of name?
Dhruv bhai, I didn't get. As long as suppose your name is Dhruv Mehta, and you put a tagline in your business card, Dhruv Mehta, MFI registered mutual fund distributor, it is fine.
So supposing today my name, the question is, supposing my name was Dhruv Mehta Investment Advisor, I need to change. So let us say I'm changing to Dhruv Mehta Investment Services. So should I take an approval, sort of specific NOC from AMFI? I mean, when I go to...
There is a process where you have to submit your name change application. That's it. You don't have to take approval. You just have...
Right. Okay, I think we lost Nilesh bhai.
Yeah. Nilesh bhai, we didn't hear you. You're on mute. Nilesh bhai, you're on mute.
Yeah. So sorry, I got disconnected. There is no need for prior specific approval. all you have to submit is the name change initiation process at MFI or registrar, so that we know that you are complying with this circular. And by 31st December, you need to upload the final change name certificate.
Okay. So,
Nilesh, by this evening, when the list comes out, you will be putting all these names which are approved and which are not approved, right? The whole list would be there. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that circular will carry all the names which I spoke. I was just referring to draft of that circular.
Correct. Perfect. Got it.
so
There is a question, Nilesh Bhai, which says that people, MFDs who are CFPs, correct? Can they write saying that they are chartered financial planners in their card? Are they allowed to do that?
I think recently something came on clarification on the same that CFPs are.
sorry,
Nilesh
Nilesh,
Bhai, Nilesh Bhai, we couldn't
Sorry,
hear
the
you.
connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, the connection seems to be playing a tantrum. But I read somewhere that now CFP is not recognized. But let me check on that. I'm not up to date on it.
Sure.
I think that's for RIA.
So, I mean, the broader question would be like some people who are CFPs, but you can't call yourself a planner. So when we are putting the tagline MFD, but qualification can be disclosed. Now, supposing somebody is a CA, CFP, in your visiting card, name say, somebody was asking me because you can't use the words planner, but if he's qualified as a CFP or a CFA, that is there a restriction on using your qualification on the card?
Let me check on the same.
Yeah. And from my side,
let me check on the same,
Yeah.
Dhruv bhai. If you have a degree of CA, CFP, CFA, whether that can be used below your name as or not.
Yeah.
I'll come back on this. But
Okay, then what from your list that you mentioned, what I understand is that the word wealth is completely prohibited with any suffix, prefix, wealth manager, wealth advisor, wealth services.
so
Is that-
XYZ wealth is permitted. XYZ
Okay.
prime wealth, XYZ edge wealth is permitted. But moment
Okay.
you go into domain of wealth care, wealth services, wealth solutions, wealth manager, then it is not permitted.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Rupa, any other question?
So wealth per se will be fine, but any nomenclature after that will not be permitted.
Dhruv Mehta wealth is okay.
Yes.
So I think, Nilesh Bhai, what the list that you send will be the sacrosanct, which we have to go by those names and say that this is how it has to be, right? So,
Absolutely.
Perfect. So anything, people have to adhere to those names and change to those names. So in case you have any special names, do they say some people have some special names even after the list, Nilesh Bhai. So in those cases, what do we do? Do we come back to you and ask you saying that it is allowed or not? Nilesh Bhai, did you hear my question?
No, I kept on getting disconnected.
Okay.
Whatever
So Nilesh
reason.
Bhai, there are still some fancy names. Hello? Nilesh Bhai, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So there are still
Yes.
some fancy names available, there are still, I can see a lot of fancy names which keep on propping on the screen. Now, if those kind of names are there and out of that list which is not there, in that case, can we come back to AMFI and find out saying that if these or somebody whom we can either come back and check?
Rupa, just one sec. Let me go to another Wi-Fi network.
Sure.
It should be stable. Yes.
Yeah. So I was just asking, there are still some fancy names still propping on the screens, apart from the list that I've just noted down when you said, but there are still some fancy names which are still popping up on the screen. If someone has to clarify those, should we write to AMFI and get a clarification or something?
Rupa, frankly speaking, people will have to then take the judgmental call.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
it will be impossible for MFI to, cater to every single mutual fund distributor's
Correct.
name proposal within timeline up to 31st October.
Correct.
So I am giving you a guideline,
Perfect.
which is very clear that you should be not using words like advisor, advisory, and so on and so forth.
Perfect.
You should not be posting yourself as advisor when you are distributor and vice versa.
Correct.
And your material should carry tagline of MFI registered mutual fund distributor. Now, these are giving you enough data points to take a call for yourself.
Correct.
Now, I could see someone saying wealth sister. Well, wealth sister should be fine, but don't expect MFI to approve it to you because you are writing mail to me.
Correct.
If I receive 5,000 emails, I don't have ability to answer that. So
Perfect.
I want people to apply their own judgment and see that, okay, these are the names which are approved, these are the names which are prohibited. Now,
Perfect.
where else I can fit in?
Perfect. Got it. So Nilesh, one more thing, which is like you said that it is 12, the font size should be 12 if you write that mutual fund distributor.
12 and above. Minimum
12 and above
12.
an AMFI registered mutual fund distributor.
Yeah, but see that all thing is coming in the circular.
Okay, perfect. Got it. Thank you.
Anyway, you are not going to give printing order right now. So wait for the circular, but be mentally prepared that this is how this deal is being worked out.
Perfect. Got it. Thank you. Yeah.
So Nilesh bhai, and for all the members here, you are aware that, we had a discussion when the clarity was not there, and you had suggested that, we seek legal counsel so that we could, on behalf of all the members, approach somebody legally. And you are aware that we'd approach Sandeep Parekh to guide us. So after the AMFI circular comes, what we were thinking is that some of the members might still have questions regarding their individual names. So what we are thinking is we'll ask members, still if there is a doubt, if there are some 100, 200 members who want specific thing, we would then go to Sandeep Parekh and, based on the SEBI guidelines and the AMFI thing.
So if you see the MFI circular and Sandeep Parekh guidance, my guess is that we will be 99% on the same line.
Yeah, that's what I gather. So I think in case, some members are still worried about an individual name. So we are thinking that we could, take his guidance and, give that sort of a guidance to members.
Definitely.
And another thing that I would like to share with you, is that in case of the tagline, what you have mentioned, and I think also some maybe what Sandeep was suggesting, that we need to maybe give some disclaimer or we are trying to prepare a FAQ sort of a thing because of the regulations. And we thought that once he gives us a draft, maybe we thought we could run it through you and AMFI so that before we issue it, so that would be of, put everybody together on the same footing.
See, unfortunately, Dhruv, we have to take some shortcuts because 31st October is the deadline for initiating the process of name change.
Yeah.
And which is why we are all burning midnight oil to complete this process.
Yes. Okay. So, Rupa, are there more questions?
No, it's okay. It's fine. I'm fine.
I think the names that you have, I mean, earlier there was a long list of names on the chat also, but I think your list is quite clear from,
Yeah.
what is allowed and what is not
Like
allowed.
some things I'm hearing, financial services, is it allowed? Now, were you not listening to the call? I mentioned clearly it is allowed.
Yeah.
Now,
So I think,
can't be
yeah. We lost you again, I think.
Nilesh, we lost you again.
Your voice
Nilesh,
is
we can't hear you.
time, then please wait for circular. That people are working hard to solve you, but don't take us for a ride. Services is not allowed, but yet it is coming. Is it approved? No, it is not approved. Please listen. So again, like because of this connection and probably connectivity issue on
Yeah.
what is approved and what is not approved.
Okay.
Absolutely, Nilesh bhai. Thank you.
So I think
Nilesh bhai, you know what? Nilesh bhai, the thing is, we absolutely started at 5 o'clock, right? So normally, what happens is when the webinar starts, people wait for 10 minutes, 15 minutes when members. So when we started our webinar, we were like 230 people. After that, now people have joined and it became 840, 850 plus. So what happens is, when you spoke in the beginning, very few people heard you because we started on time. That's why people came in late. So
I would just repeat
Partly
for the
we are responsible because we never start our physical meeting on time.
absolutely.
Normally I'm an hour delay, but sometimes I surprise people. But wait for the circular. By today evening it should be out. That will
Perfect.
give enough clarity to all.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Thank you so much, Nilesh.
So,
Thank you.
I think we will end the session. I would like to thank Nilesh Bhai for having coming and clarified. I would urge all the members who had joined a little late, have patience. A circular is coming from AMFI. Each one of you will get it. It will clarify very clearly what names are allowed and what names are not allowed. I would like to also highlight to the members that FIFA had taken legal counsel from Sandeep Parekh, and I believe that what he has guided and what AMFI is coming out is also very close. And we will urge you to just wait, go through the circular. I think it will be very clear what is allowed and not allowed. And I must bring to the notice of everybody here that I have been pestering Nilesh Bhai day and night. I feel sometimes really, odd that I've been pestering him so much on this issue. And he himself has been bombarded with so many messages. And he has been really taking up with SEBI to try and get the clarification on our behalf. So I would like to thank him on behalf of the whole distribution community for taking up our cause. And once again, thank you, Nilesh Bhai, for sparing your time and always taking up the issues on our behalf.
Thank you so
very
much, Nilesh. Yeah, thank you so much, Nilesh Bhai. And I know the kind of efforts that you have taken. I think the pain that has gone through behind, and we really, really appreciate for all your efforts, and we're really, really, thankful the kind that you have stood by us, and even today to come out and speak here. It was just within 2 hours that you decided to speak. Thank you so much once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Nilesh bhai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
Nilesh
much.
Bhai.
Thank you.
So we'll end the session now. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Take care. Take care and be safe. Thank you.